This is HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. While millions of R. Kelly supporters and fans around the world have been eagerly waiting to see what transpires from his appeal process, the court, which has been more than generous to the government and their team of accusers, has been granting multiple extensions without cause each time they have asked that the date be postponed. It is largely because of this loyal partnership between the Department of Justice and the accusers' camp that we have not seen an appeal yet. The good news is that the government, which has been playing delaying tactics, is beginning to run out of ideas on how to keep this important chapter on halt, and whether they like it or not, the process must take place, and R. Kelly will soon be receiving yet another opportunity to get the justice he deserves. The date for the New York case appeal has finally been set and published as the 18th day of March 2024. With all eyes focused on overturning the RICO violation charges which were forced into R. Kelly's charge sheet with no backing evidence, it's important to note that this isn't the only charge they were unable to prove at trial, and that if the judicial system plays fair, even the Mann Act violation and forced labor charges will be dismissed. Everyone is waiting to see just how rational the appeal court will be to take a deeper look into the decisions that were made by the trial court judges, and to ensure that all the mistakes which were made at trial level are corrected. We know that the government has been way too powerful for the justice system to check, and that this is why they were able to get away with so many wins they didn't deserve. We saw the same group secure boundless immunities for their team of accusers who they likely promised they would not get into any sort of legal trouble even if they lied on the R&B King during the trial process. The government prosecutors were completely untouchable and no one could question the privileges they received before the trial could even commence. The corruption was so real, and to see this supported by the judiciary was awful. Right away from jury selection, the Brooklyn federal judge Ann Donnelly did not seem to care if her panel was comprised of fans and followers of Dream Hampton's surviving R. Kelly documentary. She did not care if they confessed to having a strong hatred for people accused of crimes as those R. Kelly is alleged to have committed, and by ignoring all this, the would-be neutral judge appeared to take sides with the prosecution, which demeans the institution she serves and makes her a disservice to the people of this country. When it came to admitting witnesses from either sides, the same judge adamantly allowed the government to present way over 40 witnesses, contrary to the standard meant to prevent prejudice in the Justice Department. We have seen the appeal court judges on several occasions faulting accusers as prejudicial when they presented numerous uncharged witness accounts during trial, and we hope they will be consistent even when the defendant is the R&B King. Unless they want us to think there is a special set of U.S. laws for people that look like him and not for others, there is no way such an event featuring 45 witnesses with many claims completely unrelated to the charges should go unscrutinized. We all agree the RICO and Mann Act charges together with forced labor allegations all lack the backing of sufficient evidence to apply, and the trial court judge made a huge blunder to further concede defeat when she adamantly said the prosecution did not have to prove an illegal enterprise. According to the United States Supreme Law, however, for a defendant to be charged with RICO, the prosecution must prove that this person indeed did operate an illegal enterprise comprised of a number of actors purposefully involved in criminal activity. Also important to remember is the way government prosecutors and alleged victims were involved in numerous illegal operations that saw R. Kelly's prison communications with his lawyers and ex-girlfriend extravagantly leaked to the public. In partnership with several Bureau of Prisons officers and blogger Tasha K., the prosecution managed to illegally access this communication data in an act of aggravated witness tampering. It was in fact confirmed by the FBI that these illegally accessed inmate communication records were used to win over Azriel Clary as a government witness, who became fully charged up to lie on R. Kelly as a way of revenge when she learned that he had no plans of leaving Joycelyn Savage for her. By this time, she had all the motivation necessary to do anything to ruin R. Kelly, even if it meant twisting her statement and lying on him. It is in fact believed that this is what the government was waiting for when they delayed the trial process for years with the excuse of the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic was repeatedly used as a fighting tool against the R&B King, as he was repeatedly denied access to his lawyers, and therefore limiting his ability to prepare for the New York trial. It's also strange to note that when the opportunity to be released during the prison decongestion program came, while his hater Michael Avenatti was temporarily released to allow him prepare all his fake inadmissible tape evidence, R. Kelly had to stay in prison only awaiting a hearing date. With the New York appeal process finally here and scheduled to commence on the 18th day of March 2024, we hope the appeal court will finally look into the BOP investigations that were conducted by the FBI, and also take time to interpret the law to account for all the violations of R. Kelly's amendment rights, as well as probe into the illegal activities that the former lead government attorney Angel Krull was involved in to the detriment of this case. We also wish to understand under which legal framework the district federal judge was able to take money out of his prison commissary account even when R. Kelly had not necessarily failed to pay the money that was charged as restitutions. Also from this appeal process, we would like to learn whether witness credibility is no longer a vital consideration when inviting individuals to testify against defendants in court. This was definitely lacking among most if not all government witnesses that took the stand to tarnish the R&B king. They not only changed statements from time to time, but also some admired to have lied before court and under oath before. Some witnesses were actually dragged to court by force and against their will. Lisa Van Allen and Geronda Pace, for example, until today dread the day they decided to work with the government against R. Kelly after being forced to falsely testify not once but twice. According to Sheila Poindexter, this whole agenda against R. Kelly was about money and nothing else. Sadly, they have succeeded in defrauding him, but a time is coming when they will account for every single coin. The witnesses were all paraded to tell lies on R. Kelly. Whoever sponsored the Surviving R. Kelly documentary is responsible for R. Kelly's current ordeals and must be made to pay heavily after winning this appeal. I am happy to learn that the appeal is coming closer every single day, and that R. Kelly will finally have a shot at regaining his well-deserved freedom. We are aware of what they are doing to him, for it won't be the first time such tricks are used to take down successful people that look like him. The government should not be fooled to think we don't see the game they are playing. We have eyes and we can therefore see what is happening. According to Mindy Stein, there are just so many things about this case that show malicious intent coupled with prejudice. I watched the Gayle King interview, for example, and found the renowned journalist and close friend to Oprah to be so unprofessional. While many people were fooled, those who are critical believed everything R. Kelly was saying as he was speaking from his heart. Poor Gayle was so excited after the interview, feeling like she had won a lottery. Little does she know that this interview will come back to haunt her once R. Kelly is determined not guilty. I lost all my respect for her and will never watch her show again. We can't wait for the appeal process to get started. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say. To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.